Ladies and gentlemen, storyteller, Miss Barbara Brown.
Miracle, that's the only word to describe how I walked from there to here today. It wasn't always like that. You see, at 30, I went from being a runner to being crippled with muscular dystrophy. I was on the Jerry Lewis telethons for 5 years. I had 4 athletic stores, and so we had love runs for muscular dystrophy to raise money for research to find a cure. Some days it was so bad I couldn't move my legs. My head felt like a bowling ball. It was so heavy. And I couldn't grip. I wanted to ski one more time, so I just told them, tie the ropes around my wrist, and when I do this, I'll go under the water, stop the boat. But so I pushed as hard as I could, as long as I could. But at 35, I had a life to live. And I told the doctors at the MDA clinic in Little Rock, Arkansas, it's not okay with me to be crippled. Someone has to know more. Where are the answers? They said the only place is the MDA Research Center at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center in New York City. So I went. This is my last hope. They're going to have the answers. They're going to know. These are the experts. So after all the tests, the old doctor, the one that knows everything, came in and he said, Barbara, the tests are all positive and you know the progression. There's no treatment. There's no cure. That's all you've got for me? I saw my dad and aunt both withered to death. Something happened. Jesus appeared. I know. I had nothing in my data bank about him making house calls. I asked him in my heart when I was 12 at church, but I didn't know he would just show up at a hospital room like that. But there he was. People ask me, so Barbara, what do you look like? Trust me, when he shows up, you don't know what he's looking like because he's everywhere. And my whole being was being changed. I felt his love, his grace, his mercy, and faith. He looked down at me and said, Barbara, when are you just going to trust me? Good question, huh? Like I'd been trusting everybody else. It sure wasn't working. I told the doctor, I'm looking at the doctor like, man, do you have a clue who's here? He's bigger than all your words. Look at who just showed up. He didn't. Barbara, when are you just going to trust me? There was such faith in those words. I told the doctor, God's going to heal me. I'm not doing anything else. He laughed, and I left. I went back to the clinic in Little Rock, and I said, God's going to heal me. I'm not doing anything else. I was one of their guinea pigs. They cut you open every year with no anesthetic to see how much muscle you lost. I'm not doing anything else. God's going to heal me. They all laughed. Life goes on. A couple of weeks later, I hear the voice again. I didn't see him this time, but I heard him. You know, like you hear your mother's voice, and he says, start walking. Start walking. God, this is killing me. He said, you're dying anyway, just do what I said. Aren't we dying anyway? What if we just did what he said? I'm thinking, I guess everybody but God knows cripples can't walk. But that's what I heard. So every day, I started walking. I was sure it was going to kill me. But that's all I heard. So every day, I walked. And I walked. And I thought it was going to kill me. And I walked. On the 30th day, though, something happened. I was running all the way home. I ran all the way home healed. Do you get that? Maybe that's no big deal for you, but I was crippled. Thank God. I'm thinking, I better call Jerry Lewis and tell him I won't be on the telephones anymore because God healed me. Now I'm on a mission. I got to tell people, hey, this miracle stuff is alive and well. God, you may think whatever you think of God, the one that created all of us, He's got it all handled. A couple of weeks after that, Becky came in one of my athletic stores. I start hearing the voice again. He said, pray for her, Barbara. God, I'm not sure this stuff works. I'm not sure it works through me. Pray for her, Barbara. God, I'm not sure this stuff works. I'm not sure it works through me. God, the store's full of people. The phone's ringing off the wall. Please, God. Pray for her, Barbara. So I went up and said, Becky, God said I have to pray for you. So all I know was I prayed for her, she cried, and she left. And I'm thinking, thank God I'll never have to do that again. Surely that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. The next time I saw her, she said, I have to tell you what happened 6 months ago today. She said, I'd been a closet alcoholic and did prescription drugs. And I'd been to every drug and alcohol rehab center, but nothing worked. I had written my suicide note, but I had to come get Robin, that's her daughter, a pair of Reeboks before she killed herself. She said, when you prayed for me, I was totally delivered. I get to live now. Praise God. So miracles like that started happening everywhere I went. I've been from the whorehouse to the White House, everywhere in between. That's my next book, God is God, from the whorehouse to the White House. Now that's going to be interesting. Life's a journey. I'm 65 and I'm still running. I was in Abuja, Nigeria. I was the keynote speaker for a 60,000-seat stadium. After I told my story, I invited the people to come forward for prayer. There were thousands of people. And they pushed this village blind boy, 18 years old, to the front. When I looked at him, he had balls in his eyes, like golf balls. And I started praying for him. I told that spirit of blindness to loose him and sight be restored. Now, what some people don't know is there's parts banks in heaven. All you do is just bring down what you need. Cool plan. And his pupils and irises started forming, and he saw. Well, the crowd went ballistic because they knew if the village blind boy could be healed, then whatever they needed, it was done. My crutches were easy to see, my crippled places. But I think we all have crippled places. So I invite you into the realm of the miraculous, where you'll be healed, where there's nothing so low as a problem. I live in the miraculous, and I know how to bring others there too. Bless you.
Wow, Barbara. Woo!
Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you. I thank God for all your miracles. We need them for where we're going, don't we?
Wow, Barbara. You know, I have no religious upbringing at all. But I was always talking to somebody, usually arguing.
He's so big.
Yeah. But we didn't go to church. I just didn't do that. And then Barbara came into my life, 8-9 months ago when we started working together. And she's the first person ever that says to me, Bo, every time I see her, she says this to me, Bo, God bless you. And it makes me feel so good about me. You're the only person that does that to me. And I love that. And you're the only person, not the only person. You are the person who can talk about this subject matter and make it accessible to people. Correct? Because if you don't use humor with God, you can't, you're just going to turn too many people off. Everyone's going to freak out and go, what, she's a Jesus freak, she's a God freak. That's what I would do.
We are his humor.
Right. And, I just want to thank you because what you did to my group, how you led my group.
Bless
Thank
you.
Yeah, God bless you.
I'm a walking miracle. I'm a talking miracle. I'm a walking miracle, 'cause I'm a child of God. I'm a walking miracle, 'cause I'm a child of God.